coming up, Ormsby Bank, to the wilderness where I live, traffic mayhem. We're going to go live on Facebook Live as well. Well, thanks for joining us in Facebook Live and YouTube Live, and thanks as always to sponsors, Cornerstone, Galaxy Blinds, Advanced Utility Solutions, RWTA, Richard Wills Training Associates, TGM Cars, Burrowship Museum, Cleveland Systems Engineering. The team today, there were 3 changes. I was surprised at that. You know, that's one of the... This is the first time that Carrick did something that I probably didn't agree with. Every other decision, 4 at the back, same team, they're winning, maybe the odd tweak. But 3 changes, I thought, dear me. Anyway, it was Stefan, Giles, Lenihan, McNair and Smith, Ramsey, Hackney, McGree and Baleza, Akpom and Archer. That was the starting 11. And then Roberts, Moat, Fry, Howson, Foz, Crooks and Bowler. What did I see? I thought the first half we struggled. The passing was the passing was poor. It was frustrating. There was no cohesion. We looked at a sink, and then no doubt we had a rocket at half time, and we came out a totally different team in the second half. And then we turned it on second half. As I say, Carrick, I'm sure he looks a cool character, but I'm sure he'd have given him a tongue lashing at half time saying, come on, we've turned in a performance like that against Sheffield. We're playing QPR, won 1 game in 10. Come on. Anyway, we set the tone of the game. We needed a goal, of course, and the ball was whipped in for the right-hand side. Akpom, great header. That was his 18th league goal of the season. Fantastic. And Akpom wasn't in it. Good strikers do that. People used to say that about me. No, in the game you score a goal. Akpom didn't it. So he wasn't really in the game. Bang, header. We're in it. And then Akpom gets the ball. He's turned. He's going through the middle. He plays a great ball to McGree. McGree starts on the left, but he's inside right. He gets it inside right. He goes as if he's shooting, pretends. He drops his shoulder, goes by the defender on the inside, brought down, penalty kick. Guy next to me says, who takes penalties? I said, it'll be Akpom. Anyway, Archer's got it in his hand, and Akpom's went over, took it off him, and put it down. I think that's the right decision. And Akpom went up, hit it, keeper saved it, wasn't a great penalty, rebounded, when you're on fire, and everything goes your way, comes back into his path, thank you very much too. And then lo and behold, the keeper makes a clanger. Yeah, another one. Another one, but you need to, this has to get mentioned and sorted before the big key games. You're in the Wembley and the playoff final and we make a clanger. He's trying to, the keeper's trying to, Stefan's trying to get his wall. We're 2-0 up, we're cruising, trying to get the wall right, and as he's doing that, the lad hits it and it flies in the bottom left-hand corner. And then the board goes up 6 minutes to go and you're thinking, for God's sake, we've went for 2-0 up in cruise control, we've killed them, they've got to go because of stupidity and not being aware or switched on. And anyway, we kept, within a couple of minutes, we got one back. McGree scored at the back post. So let's go over what you've got to say. Good evening, Bernie. Tuba, his next couple of game will break your record, I see. Good win. This is for Keith Watson. When Millwall does us a favour and beating Sheffield United and Stefan and his feet again. Well, I mentioned Stefan before I read that. Millwall, well done to Millwall. They beat Sheffield United 3-2. I couldn't string my passes together first half. David Power says couldn't string. Oh, we couldn't string passes. No, I agree with that. The first half we were awful. Very poor first half, but excellent one. 4 points now behind. Dead right. So that's that. All the pressure is on the Blades now. Have they got the nerve? Well, we'll soon find out, won't we? This is the real business end coming up. Once we go to 10 games. Liza says, I see all the cockroaches are coming out the wood. Now looks like a bit of glory on the horizon. We could be right there. Kev says, cheers for the picture outside today, Bernie. We're going up. Kev, yeah, I think the majority are tipping us to get in the playoffs at least. Haley Tuger says, up the borough. I'm glad there's no an F in there. Kev Neal says, Leslie Coates, would you prefer stayed at home in these tough financial times? Don't judge people individual situation. Kev, look, there's loads of people who don't go to games because they've not got the finance. If they're doing really well, some people do want to go and see a bit of glamour and glory and get them out the position they've been in. I get it. Look, there's 15,000 seats or 12,000 seats. Why, if you get a few quid and or you've saved up, why shouldn't you go? Never start, but did at the end We did it in the end. This is for Fitness 22. Let's keep the discipline and consistency. It's definitely looking exciting. They have been a pleasure to watch. Well, we have been, Trevor. Bernie, I believe for Sean Flint. Well, it's easy saying it now when we're cruise control. Martin Smith says, as a striker, what's your thoughts on type Archer is? I think he's one of those, when he has too much time, he cocks it up. Andy Cole was the same, but United created boatload of chances for him, so he could afford to miss 2 or 3. We can't. Yeah, look, Archer, I think sometimes guys that's really quick, like Archer, they've not got that sheer composure. He had it midweek, scored 2 against Sheffield, did very well. I think Akpom will get 24, 25 league goals. 13 games left. The team are so good. We're creating so many chances now. And I think that Archer, he's got 3 in as many games. I think he could get double figures with 13 games left. That's what I believe. That's how good we are at the minute. How much? Don't get me wrong, the first half was poor. We looked as if we made 3 changes. I thought we'd made 11 changes in the first half. We were out of sync. Everything just looked totally new team. 3 changes, I think, maybe disturbed 1 or 2 people. I know the fans were more, why did you make 3 changes? I questioned it, but he's got it right. Anne-Marie Tinney says, Timney says, great result, it was that. David Nasher says, if my memory is correct, that is the last 3 games we have won 3-1. Awesome. Well, it is, we're banging goals in for fun. We're second top scorers in the division. Bernie, who was your man of the match today, and how good was Paddy McNair since he's been in the team since being out in the cold the past? Paddy cruised through the game. Paddy was very good today. I'll be honest, I says Akpom wasn't in it up until he scored. Akpom changed the course of the game. I like to see, as I say, first half nobody. There was not one person stuck out. But yeah, I just saw Akpom's 2 goals again, and I know the second was apparently deflected, but he got that all-important first goal, which was massive. We made 3 changes. The only person that wanted lashing was Carrick. You know the motto, don't change a winning team. Well, I think Howson was out for a reason. They reckon Howson's on this card situation, could be out the game if he's another card. And after today, I think he get rescinded and he's okay again. So there may have been a reason for him. I don't know why Foz wasn't starting. I don't understand that. Where are we? Fantastic second half. Haven't enjoyed watching the Borough like this for years. On to the next one up the Borough. That's for Richard Payne. Carl Atlas says, hi Bernie mate, what a win it was, and we showed in the second half what we're about to get the 3 points up the Borough. Yeah, you know, you're looking at the first time, you're thinking, look, we'll be happy with a 1-0, but we came out and we turned it on second half. In the recent past, we've been unable to hit a cow's arse with a banjo. That's Ali's favourite. Say, no, and there you say to me, fine all cylinders now. Can't argue with that, Stephen. Paul Kennan says, great result. Stefan, way too far out for the free kick and get caught out. I mentioned that. Like Bereza and the team played as well second half. Sheffield we're catching you. Bernie Agpons reminds me of you, not in the game, and then 1 chance and scores. Shows he's very switched on as Agpom. No, that's what I say. I mean, people used to say to me, never get a kick and you grab all the headlines. That's what good strikers do. They do that. They don't have to be at their best. They've got the eye for goal. Akpom's got the scent to score goals. He's been unbelievably good, not just scoring goals, but in possession. His link-up play is good. His movement's good. He creates things. I mean, he made the man for McGree when he got the penalty. Akpom had made it because he played the vital defence-splitting pass. So, but the amount of people today turning around going, Bernie's going to beat your record. Come on. If I was losing 100 grand, I'd be gutted. What Middlesbrough do benefits me as well as you. We're Borough fans. It benefits us. We could be in the Premier League. Boatloads of money. Bring in some big names. We get all the big names all over the country coming to the Riverside. That's what we want, isn't it? Stefan's a liability and ignorant. Ignorant. Yeah, you said ignorant. I thought you said ignorant. John Toogood. Look, I don't know Stefan. I heard he's a lovely guy. I'm just talking about his ability. I do questions, answers in the Legends Lounge with the host. So I say, come on, fire away. A couple of people fire some decent questions, sensible questions. And then a guy goes, why are you on Stefan's case? I says, mate, he was at blame for the goal day. No, he wasn't. I went, you've been drinking too much. I don't drink. I don't wear glasses. I says, I'm not picking on him. That's his fault today. I says, and didn't you watch the Sheffield game? That was his fault. And didn't you watch the Cardiff game? That was his fault. I'm not making it up. It's no fantasy. I'm talking reality. And my fear is not now. We get off. Stefan gets away with it, and we as a club get away with it. Because we've won 3 today, so you forget about it. We beat Cardiff, you get away with it. We beat Sheffield, you get away with it. But there's going to come key crunch games, one-off games. It could be Wembley. It could be the semi-final of the playoffs. And one clang like that, you're dead and buried, you're out the game, you've gone. Because of sheer stupidity and switching off and not being controlled enough or switched on enough. It's costly. So I'm looking at the bigger picture. We got away with it today. We got away with Wednesday. We got away with Cardiff. But they're going to come unstuck. Today was a joke. Fix the wall and you're doing this and it flies in the bottom corner. Come on. If Carrick made the 4 changes, Bernie, why on earth did they not give Roberts a go? We made 3. Oh, yeah, so you're talking forward Roberts. I just don't understand. You grind out 3 points at the Borough. Look, I don't know that. Only Carrick can answer. I was asked the question today. I can't answer this question. Roberts replaced Stefan early doors of this season when he was injured. As soon as Stefan declared himself fit, he was straight back in the team. Then people are surmising and guessing that he's got a clause in his contract that says he plays every game. Because don't forget, Stefan is a Man City player, will probably return to Man City or go somewhere else. My gut is he won't be a Middlesbrough keeper next year, no matter what league we're in, whether we're in the Championship, Premier. I don't think he'll be here next year. I think there's better out there. Roberts came in, done well, then he was just, when he declared himself fit, back in. So it might be in his contract that he plays every game. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But the way it goes, you're probably right. Why couldn't if we make 3, why not make 4? Win or not, you have to look at the bad things as manager. Do they not burn the ball? I think so. Yeah, of course you do. You can't always look at good points in the game. If we did, then we could lose from winning ways. Keith, that's my philosophy. If I played today and I've scored a couple, I'll dwell on the maybe 2 I missed. I've done it. I play games, I got a hat-trick and I go home and I don't walk with the swagger. I think I scored a hat-trick, I'm some player. I think, fuck yeah, I should have scored 5 or 6 there. I dwell on the ones I miss. So I'm always looking for that bit of negative because I know that there's going to be key stages in the remaining 13 games and we cannot afford clangers. Now, today, keeper to blame for their goal. We get away with it because we won 3. Midweek, he's to blame for the first goal. Should have punched it, in my opinion. And then Cardiff game, bad ball to Paddy McNair. Paddy, it's a hospital ball. Paddy slides in, he's out the game, bang, goal. So there's 3 clangers in 3 games. Now the big games where the nerves are going to be jangling for everybody, because it will go to the players as well, then we can't afford them. So I'm only wanting the bigger picture and the bigger games to come. If we make clangers like against the better teams, they'll punish us. Gary Baker says, booked your hotel ready for Wembley up the Borough. I can't argue with that. Didn't Pears and other goalkeepers you played with at Borough make odd mistakes and they never hit the headlines when you win? Yeah, no doubt Pears made mistakes as well. All keepers make mistakes. Centre forwards blow chances every day of the week. But when you score them, you get all the headlines. But yeah, of course, happens both sides. But 3 games in succession, 3 games we've won and scored a lot of goals, but the 3 goals we conceded are stupidity and being too casual. Julie Henry says, up the Borough, almost uppers, look after that shot. Julie, thank you very much. Julie gave us a shot. It's for the Gary Pattinson night, which is on the 24th of March. It's at Middlesbrough Town Hall. All the tables have gone. There's still tickets available for the up the stairs in the gantries. And if you want a ticket, they're £30 and £50. £50 meet and greet, £30 a seat. And all the money goes to Gary Pattinson, former Borough player, star, who was loyal, successful in the Borough shirt, came from Thornaby, lives in Bolton now, but he needs 24-hour care, so we'll have the night for him to raise as much as we can. I've got a few great prizes, including the Paddy McNair shirt that Joey nicely gave us to the net to make money for parking night. Up the Borough from Thailand, Bernie, from Bam, the Borough fan, and Tommy Walker. What a result, only 4 points behind second place now. Come on, Borough. Keith says it was bigger clubs and those mistakes we will get punished and lose matches. Well, Carrick know that. Carrick's not he's a clever lad, isn't he? Up the Borough Bernie, Chuba catching up those goals. Look, Pola. I had 3 guys today. I know them. I know them, but I don't know them. I know their faces. And I promised you a chance to go, oh, and then we got you're getting near your record. And then he scores, oh, Chuba. And they're winding me up. I says, look, if I was going to lose 100 grand because he's going to equal me or beat me, I'd be worried and concerned. They're there to be broken. And Chuba's been here 3 years. He's shown now what he's really got, because I never believed he had the qualities that he's got. Excuse me. And I'm first to congratulate him. I'd love to be first to have a chat with him for my podcast and give him a bottle of champagne and say, well done. I've actually been in touch once and then another time he never get back to me. That's fine. Maybe he's concentrating 20 goals when he gets there. He might come towards my way in for a chat. But I want to be first to say, well done. Pass over the goal scoring. Well done to you, Chuba. Top man. He's been brilliant. He looks a good guy. He works his backside off this season. He's done it all. He's creating. He's scoring. He's holding the ball up. His all-round game. And there'll be envious eyes watching Chuba. Don't worry about that. Carl says, who cares about the changes Carrick made? He knows what he's doing. Let's celebrate another one. Yeah, look, Carrick's got it right again. Doesn't matter what we think. We've all got opinions. But you know, after the first half, and you can imagine it, well, 3 changes, shouldn't have changed it. Then the second half came out and we put them in bed. And nobody mentions it again. Because we're winning games, that's what counts. But if we start losing games because of silly mistakes, nip it in the bud now. Carrick has to have a good talk to Stefan. Well, I think he's already the talk. I can only surmise, but I think because he used to always play it central there, 18 yards middle. He doesn't do that now. He puts it wide or tries to put it wider. But still, concentration levels seem to dip. And I'm so concerned. Chris Coverdale says, great result after Wednesday's game. 1 game at a time, and I think they will drop more. What do you think, Bernie? Well, I never seen the after match interview with the Sheffield manager. When interviewed, Chuba seems down to earth guy. He does, Keith. He looks a good guy. He mentioned you on TV on Wednesday. Oh, Chuba did. Well, thank you very much. Look, I'm a Chuba fan. I'm a football fan. I'm a strikers fan. I love to see goals. I love to see entertainment. I'm seeing it all at Middlesbrough now. For 10 years, I've been bored off my tree. Annoyed. Frustrated. You know, you think it. I've played for Middlesbrough. I love Middlesbrough. Love the area. Support Middlesbrough. Can be critical of Middlesbrough because these guys all bugger off and we're left to watch in whatever division they've put us in, or watch crap football because the manager doesn't want to play attractive football. No, we're blessed to a degree. Carrick's come in. Man United, DNA, football all the way. Entertainment, excitement, goals. Players look as if they're enjoying it. And that all comes on to us as fans. So I looked at Sheffield. After the game midweek, I didn't see an interview because I was doing the Facebook Live. Same way their manager came out, sounded a wee bit bitter, saying that they were as good and unlucky. Rubbish. We outclassed them for 75 minutes. After the client at the start, we outdone them. And they've been beat again today. So, who knows? The wheels can come right off. Martin Smith says, the Moroccan player, chair for Queen's Park Rangers is a player. Interested to see where he goes. Far too good for them. By the way, I've not got the team. I didn't get a team sheet at a football club. I've never got a team sheet. Maybe we can't afford the paper. Joking. Didn't get a team sheet, so I don't know their team. But they had a few eye-catching players. I liked it. I don't know what one was chair, but the wee left winger was a very good player. Early doors, he was taking us on and dropping the shoulders and getting shots and whatever. Arnold Rasmussen, poor first half, but what a team second half. Howson, first half, good support. Missed Howson in first half, good support. Yeah, a lot of people were saying that about Howson. Since Carrick, a promotion season, and then since McLaren, this is the best team we've had. Well, at the minute, without a doubt. Chuba, he is some boy. Daniel Baz Joseph, he is. I'm thinking of getting a Chuba. If I make him and do an interview, I will wear a Chuba Akpom shirt next season. If he's still here, I'll wear a Chuba Akpom. Every game, there you are. Under my suit. Bernie, I got Heritage Hammer in 1986. Do you think the stuff in jars will still be edible? Bernie, I got a Heritage Hammer in 1986. Do you think the stuff in it? No. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Yeah, if it's in jars, it's fine. Go for it. How would I know that? James Mills says, hi Bernie, hail, hail. James Mills, obviously a big Celtic fan. Hail, hail. Timmy Leach says, Tommy Smith getting better every game. Yeah, Smith and Lennon. Nobody even mentions Lennon. He's come in early doors. We're thinking, is he better than what we've got? And he's just blended in now, and he's just like part of the furniture as if he's always been here. Just think, if Sheffield had beat us midweek, would have been 13-point gap now, only 4. Amazing. Yeah, they're that in a game in hand, but game in hand, still have to win it. Bernie, what's your record? What's my record? Well, goal record. And I don't really know. Try and give me a wee bit more detail and I'll answer it, Dave. So Dave James says, Bernie, what's your record? So tell me. The Chet and Kenneth are down. Don't know what that means. I know who delivered the hampers, not a chance. Yeah, I'll come back to it. So what's my record? My top season was 32 goals. That was 89 season. That was my best season at Middlesbrough, 32. The guy in Sky who obviously didn't do his homework during the week mentioned Ravanelli, but the top league scorer. Ravanelli gets 16 league goals. You get 31 goals in total that season. In 89, I get 32 goals, 21 league goals, and the rest were in the cup. So I get 32. So that was my top season for Middlesbrough. But you're asking a question, I'm not blowing my trumpet, I'm only asking a question you're saying. And my record was the 6th full season I was at Middlesbrough, I was top scorer 6 seasons. So, and for 25 grand, what more did you want? Anyway, Hermes, that's a nice aftershave. Hermes, I like Hermes. Andrew Hill says, great victory for Borough against QPR today. Chuba must be intended for Player of the Year in the Championship after scoring 20 goals in all. Yeah, he's got 20, one's a cup, 19 in the league. I reckon he'll get 24, 25 Chuba in the league with 13 games left. And I also think Archer, if he plays every game from now in the 13 games, I think he'll get double figures. That's how well we're playing. I'm not one to go overboard. Rich Kemp says, I says on here months ago, Bernie, we have a squad that needs a couple of good additions and we can get promoted. Agreed, we needed a managerial change, but you did say I was delusional. But hey, whoa, Richard, you've just said you've said we changed the manager. We changed the manager, we changed the style, we kept the same team in the main up until today was the first time he's moved 2 or 3 players. So everything he did, I'd have did 10 years ago, not now. So Carrick's come in and without him sanctioning it, Akpom wouldn't have. Do you think Akpom would have had 20 goals under Neil Warnock or under Wilder? Playing 3 centre-backs, fairly squared, but no chance. If I was Akpom, I'd be kissing and cuddling Carrick and saying, listen, Gaffer, I'm doing you a turn, but you've done me a turn. Because you've played a style that suits me down to the ground. I've got balls coming in left, right and centre. I've got Hackney midfield playing balls through. I've got Foz, he was in the day, didn't start, on the right putting balls in, setting up goals like he did against Sheffield. I've got Giles on the left getting up there. I'm loaded and I've got Archer who's an outlet. He can take players away with his pace. So there's loads of reasons. So don't go and say, you were delusional at the time. Look, people say to me, you say Akpom was crap. Akpom for 2 years never kicked his ass for Middlesbrough. Whether it was his fault or no. He didn't. He was in, scored a couple of goals, he was out, he was on the bench, he was in the stand. I think he was injured. I don't know if he got COVID. Then he ended up in Greece. So if we really all believed what you believed, then we were all delusional because he ended up in Greece where everybody had written him off and thought, well, he ain't going to be the answer. He's come back this season. He's been unbelievable. Unbelievable. And that's why I'm praising him to the hilt. Not just his goals, his all-round play. He's holding up. He's clever. He's got vision. He's way to pass. He can beat a man. And one of the biggest things he's got, not a lot of people talk about. So if I'm Akpom and I'm getting marked and the guy's right next to me, I sort of I slow down and I'm looking about. Next minute he goes, bang, gone. That's 10, 20 yards. The defender's like, where's he gone? He's clever playing, Akpom. So don't just, his goals, praise his goals to the hilt. Because, dear God, if I'm the last guy to score 21 league goals in 1989, it's about time, innit? Some of the money we've spent, squandered and lashed on duffers. Bring back the legends, dear me, yeah. David Bartram says, I agree with the decision to rest Howson and Foz, and it showed in the first half, but we plugged away. I knew today would be difficult. But you know what? I fell into the old trap, David, and I should know better. I was thinking, do you know what, if we get... Well, I did say if we get an early goal, we'll beat them 4 or 5. We didn't get the early goal, so that made it harder, more difficult, more frustrating, sloppy first half. But as I say, That's what half time's about, regrouping, getting a few points over for the coach. Hi Bernie, terrible first half, we were sweating. Second half was better up the borough. You're right, Peter, we cruised at the second half. Who's the most improved player since Carrick came in? Do you know what, Dale? I've not really dwelled on who's the best individual. I think Hackney's come on a ton since Carrick came in. But I think everybody has harnessed onto the Carrick style and brand. And they're all forward-thinking players now. And that's the thing I like about Hackney. When he gets it, and if he's back to the defender, usually side on, he's clever as well. His first training thought, get turn, can I pick a pass? And he's done it. Who's your man of the match today, Bernie? I say, first half there was no man of the match. I thought we were all poor. Second half, being me, with my forward-thinking style, I would have went for Akpom for 2 goals. I know the second was a penalty, but his first was the goal that really set the header alight to go and win the game, because we'd missed a few chances. I mean, they'd one McNair hit and the keeper parried it off the post. The whole team have come on leaps and bounds. I agree with that as well, Stephen. Bernie Joe Slim, what's your goal scoring record? I've answered that, innit? David G. Goal scoring record. In a season, 32 goals was my best season in the Borough shirt. In the top flight, I was third top scorer in the top flight for Middlesbrough, despite being relegated. There was only John Aldridge, now and Smith, Arsenal and Liverpool who were first and second. And over my career, I scored 147 goals. That's my career. In a nutshell, played 382 games. So I'm delighted what I've achieved. Akpom's stats at the minute, if he overrides me with another 20. Disney changed my lifestyle one iota, or my background, or there's only 10 players in Middlesbrough's history scored 100 goals or more, and that's set in stone. Modern players are here, fly-by-nights, every year or two come and go. So that 10 is a lifetime. In your lifetime, nobody at Middlesbrough will get near the 100 club. There's only 10. At Newcastle there's 12, Sunderland I think there's 11. I always thought it'd be more than that, but I've looked it up over the years when I was doing the Legend Show. That's true, check it out. Pope sent off, Newcastle 2-0 down. Does this mean Pope will miss the cup final this week? Well, I don't know about that. Any chance of one of your shirts, Bernie? Just kidding. What, this one? Martin says, I think Beleza, this is a lad for Rotherham, 900 grand. What would the holding midfielder that cuts defence open with eye for a pass whilst McNair has the free roll? Could be. Someone treats you at Wotton. Chris McGlade says, told you in Boxing Day we'd finish second in the league, didn't I? Well, Chris, hang fire, we're still a few points behind. And they've got a game in hand, so come on, Chris. Sheffield United, arse has collapsed after we gave him a lesson midweek. Well, you might be right, Chris boy. Big smiles and faces for another week, Bernie, you're right. It just lifts the mood, doesn't it? Reese Ward, hiya. Reese says, evening Bernie, hope you're well. What an amazing game once again, and nice to see the Millwall result it was. Good evening Bernie, for Jeffrey. Surely Akpom's mindset has changed. Threw away opportunity after opportunity until this season. Now he has his head up. Yeah, what is his Akpom? Is Akpom 27? Away Bernie, give us a sing song. Do a diddy. Oh, wait. I'd rather sing, what's the song that you get banned with the Welsh fan? Delilah. I'd rather sing Delilah. Upset people. Imagine that, Delilah. I was listening to Neil Young the other day, and he's talking about, I shot my baby. I don't mean a baby, I mean probably a woman. But it's a song. It's fabrication, it's fantasy. I don't think Neil Young for a minute is out shooting people, do you? I don't think Tom Jones kills women. It's just a farce. So, if you want to, I wish we could listen to your voices rather than just read this. I could get a few of you saying Delilah. Oh, Dave, you're taking the piss now. Bernie, what's your record? I'm not repeating it. Bernie, I think Akpom thinks like Gary Lineker, Michael Owen and Alan Shearer for the way he thinks for space in the goals. Look, goal scorers are all the same. They've got one-track minds, tunnel vision. Saying that Akpom's not out and out selfish. He creates as well for other guys. If he thinks somebody's in a better position, and that's another sign that he's a better player than what you think he is. After a difficult, turgid first half, it's a good word that, David, we started to play good passing football again and deserved a win. Oh, we did. Shout out for a couple of unsung heroes in Smith and Lenihan. Yeah, well done at the back, who have both performed really well in recent weeks, and McNair and Akpom just get better and better. Another thing I says, and I did say this, you're talking about Akpom. I says McNair, when I first seen him left pegged, I thought, he's a good player. He'll get more goals than Tavernier. Well, he's got more now, and he's still got 13 games left. I knew that, but, and by the way, he could have had double figures quite easily at the minute. He's missed a few, but he scored some wonder goals. Andy crept in back stick today, took a touch, cool, composed, top of the net. Once you missed a penalty, that should be chance over. No follow-up. No, Martin, come on. He hit it. Lucky the bounce. Thank you very much. Tuber's away. See you later. Rough first half. Passing was terrible. It was. You get games like that. Much better second half. Got the win. That's the most important part. I don't care if we're scrappy. Wins till the end of the season. Think Sheffield are going to fall and we will take second automatic and go up. What do you think, Bernie? Will we catch? Well, I don't know. I'm not clairvoyant. I don't up the effing borough. That's for John Jack Kamara. Obviously, I don't know the answer. They're still in the driving position. But with 2 defeats, if they go to the next game, I don't even know who they're playing. If they go to the next game and lose a third, then you would think maybe the wheels are coming off. And then we can really turn it on. We have finally that goal scorer Akpom, but he's not just a scorer. No, he's not. But as you would say, an all-round team player and never selfish in the box. And was the same at times, never selfish in the box. And the angry bootneck says, up the borough. Confidence is sky high in the team, believes they can score and win. I says that today. I look at the borough players now, and they've got an inner belief, and they've just got this inner belief now and sort of arrogance. I'm not saying arrogant, they don't say it. Within, they know they're a good team. They know they're in a rich vein of form. They're delighted with what they're being told by Carrick, the coach, and Jonathan Woodgate. And they've all taken board what they've been told. They're all happy with the way we're playing, the structure of the team, the 4 at the back, the creativity with the front guys. We've got 2 players that can score now. Tav scored today. I think he would have been amends playing for Carrick. Possibly, but 4 goals in 62 games. You need to do more. And that's the thing I would drum into Hackney. Hackney's class as an attacking midfielder. Howson was I know Howson was playing there, but he's the holding player. If I was Hackney's pal, I'd be saying, listen, you've played 22 games now. You've scored 1 in 22. You're a good forward-thinking player. Start getting shots off. Start getting goals. That's what I'd be telling him. And if I was in his boots, I'd be thinking that. And I'd be shooting opportunities. I'd be saying, do you know what? I'm having a shot here. He'd won the day way off target, but I think he needs to score a few more goals now. But don't forget, if we go up next season, there's going to be a boatload of money. There's going to be the majority of players under pressure because we're going to sign players. If we get into the Premier, that's not even open to debate. So there'll be better players out there, and the development all of a sudden comes to an abrupt end because so-and-so we've got 25 million to spend for Big Joey, the midfielder, for wherever. That's the way it is. Sheffield United, Watford at home, well, we play the same day. West Bromwich Albion both on Wednesday, right? Carrick and the players today mentioned they didn't know the Sheffield scored bollocks. Well, Bob, I was asked that question. Bob the Builder, that's a good name. That's original. Somebody asked me that, will the players know the game? I said, well, do you know what? And today with technology, even if you're not looking, if Carrick says don't look at your phone, stay away from the result, concentrate, that's all well and good, and that's being professional. Maybe the lads, even if they stuck to that, when they're running up the tunnel for the warm-up, there's some kid going to say, hey, have you heard? Because every kid's got a phone, every kid knows the gigs now. They know every game, every player, who plays where in the world. They know everything. So I can't think for a minute the fans will think what the players and go, well, no telling them the result. They'd be shouting, I've just looked, they're getting done. So yeah, they'd have known. John says, roughest half passing, think Sheffield United go. Yeah, I've mentioned that, sorry. Tommy Walker. Is that not a whiskey in Scotland, Tommy Walker? Bernie, a few of us watched it from Thailand in a bar owned by QPR fan. Let's say we were buzzing, he wasn't, up the borough. We'll have a good time in Thailand and Tommy, that's a good nickname. Monday the Hoops and Borough, Bernie. Come on the Hoops and Borough, hopefully do the Huns next week for Paul David. If you're offended with Huns, what I've been called worse than that. I'm not offended with anything. The Moroccan chair for QPR. Martin Smith says that. Paul Gamble says, bit of a nervous ending, gifted them a goal. Luckily get back the goal, 2-goal cushion, and a quality prevailed. Real test next week. The Baggies deficit reduced to 4 points. Live in hope. Any memories from West Brom, Bernie, up the borough? West Brom, yeah. I remember playing West Brom. The game that comes to mind, I scored against them at home. I was up against Graham Roberts, who used to play for Tottenham, went to Rangers and he returned. He was kicking me all over the park. Anyway, I scored and I was giving out big ones and whatever. And then the one at West Brom, I scored. It was 1-0. We had to win because we were going for promotion. And we went down there and it was a Wednesday night and we were garbage. I was garbage. The team was garbage. Nothing was going my way. And then the last minute, the ball came in. I've half hit it towards the keeper. The keeper spilled it. It was I think the pitch was rotted. It had been raining, and it came back to me, and I put it in and we won 1-0. I grabbed all the headlines. I was garbage. The team were garbage, but we won. That's all I remember. So yeah, that's the only thing I remember. Matt McNair says, Bernard Joe Slavin, sometimes you have to play ugly and ground out results. Today we did do you agree? Matt, without a doubt. I agree with somebody else that put a message on. We're getting to, once you get to the bottom 10, the last 10 games of the season, but 13 to go. Once we get to the last 10, I'll be honest, I'm a football connoisseur. I love football, free-flowing football, exciting, entertaining, goals, shots, dribbling, love it. But I don't give a flying if we go the last 10 games and are garbage in one every game. I don't care. We've did the pretty stuff. Up first half, wasn't it? Sunderland was crap. All the other games we've entertained and played. Sheffield, fantastic on the eye, great. Watford, great on the eye. Played some great football, scored goals. But when we get the last 10, I'll be honest, the football for me, I'm not bothered how good we play. So we're getting points on the board and getting where we want to be. Bernie, first half is poor. We never get going. Second half, more like it. But Bernie, there's a team every season that comes, this is for Jason Fawcett, that comes from nowhere. We are that team. The Geordies need to keep a liability. That goal today. The Geordies need to keep a liability. That goal. You're talking about our goal. We are the team. The Geordies need to keep a liability. That goal today. Are you talking about Pope for the Newcastle game? But our keeper was a liability as well. The goal we gave away was dreadful. Hey Bernie, we have had some great players under Robson, McLaren, and now Carrick. Must be a connection with Man United as we Paul Downs. There, would you agree? Well, we've had a fair few players over the years for Man United. I'm sure Carrick will wield his magic going into next season. Bernie, nice comeback from Hartlepool United, AFC Wimbledon. Well done, Hartlepool. From 2 down, and the 96-minute equaliser shows they have spirit in their team like Middlesbrough have. Hey, well done to the Poolies, yeah. Right, Singh will be happy. Colin says, poor first half, Bernard, but much better second half with Sheffield United dropping points as well. Happy days. Yeah, I was in the Legends Lounge, as I say, I host that. And the lads were watching on the telly, and it was Millwall 1-1-0, and then 1 each, and then 2-1, 2 each, and then I went outside, and somebody went, no, I went over the other side of the ground, and they said, oh, they get beat. Millwall won. So brilliant. Well done, Millwall. Christopher Abel says, we're 10 points behind Sheffield United on Wednesday. 3 days later, we're only 4 points behind. How quickly things can change? Well, it can change, but they've got that game in hand. If they won that, they go back to 7. But they have to win the game in hand. There's no guarantees, and they've got some bigger teams than us coming up. So you never know. Me personally, my gut is we'll be top 6. Can we make top 2? Definitely. Would I rather be top 2 and have it over and done with before? Without a doubt. I'd love nothing better, just get automatic promotion. Get it out of the way. Jeff Sterling lost his mic when he celebrated the second Hartlepool United goal. Was pure class to see. He's a Hartlepool fan, of course. So yeah, if I had a choice, like most, I'd want top 2, get it over and done with, and we know exactly where we're going. We can start preparing. Then you get in the playoffs, it's more games, more pressure, stakes are greater, pressure's greater. Yeah. When I think playoffs, not the ones I played in, the ones I've watched, i.e. Wembley, Norwich, dear God. Went there, first goal we gave away was a mare, and we get done. You remember that? Richard Kim says, when Stefan makes mistakes trying to play it out, I understand it. He's asked to do what's unnatural to him, but today, and there's other occasions, he makes other fundamental. As I say, I don't want to pick the lads, right? But I'm a Borough fan. I'll be here long after Stefan buggers off because he won't be here next year. Get my money on it. I'll get your money on it. My money. And I always question Peterless on loan as well. This is what I always question. And I've questioned for years. Do they really care where the team they're playing for, i.e. Middlesbrough at the minute, do they really care where we finish? Unless there's money involved. Maybe they get more money for promotion or whatever. But do they really care? So if the contract's up at the end of the season, do they really care? Me personally, I'm not just talking Middlesbrough over the country. I don't really think they do. Because it's a short-term contract. They go back to the parent club. They'll get their 20, 30 grand, whatever, every week. Nothing really changes. If they make it here, the odds are they might go back to the parent club anyway. So that's always my fear when we're talking about loan players. I've seen it in the past. Players come and go, and they don't really look as if they care. I'm not saying that as... That's what I think, as a former player, and seeing players, plenty of them coming alone at Middlesbrough, I think, would they really pull out all the stoppers? Say we were getting relegated, we had to block shots and put your life in the line for a... Would they really do it knowing that they ain't going to be here next season? I don't think they would. I don't think they would. That's one of the downsides of getting... But you're talking about Stefan. Look, Stefan, I think some good... During the week, he's some great saves, stopping them, good. In the air, I think he's average. Kick-outs are poor. Long and short are poor. Takes too long on the ball. He takes it, he passes it, he's looking up. And for me, that just causes chaos in the defence. Defenders aren't going to say it. You can talk to all the modern day defenders at Middlesbrough. They're not going to say booty a goose. I would. If I was playing now, I would be saying it in front of the cameras. I'd probably get fined, but I wouldn't give a damn. I'd have to say it. I'd be saying it to Stefan's face in the dressing room, and if the rest outside, I'd say, yeah, he cost us a goal, but off the hook. What's wrong with telling the truth? That's the problem in Britain. We don't tell the truth and we're all lying to look after each other, not upset anybody. Football's an opinionated game. And to improve in any circumstances, you have to exchange words and get to know what people's thinking and why they're doing things and what you're thinking. It's healthy. Shouting at your teammates is healthy. So if we were 2-1 today cruising and he's moved his feet one way, trying to get the wall sorted, and the guy's pinged it in the bottom left, I'd be first to go and say, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? And I'd go back to him midweek and I'd be saying what I'm saying in here. I would say it if I met him now. And he wanted to, I would tell him. If he was my best mate, I'd be telling him. I'd be out for a drink with him saying, by God, what were you thinking? Why are you moving? Neil Devine says, look how many goals we have scored where they have come from. Stefan starting it. Swings and roundabouts. Neil, I'll be honest, I don't know how many games that he's made goals. Will you tell me? I'd like you to tell me. Because when he hits it long, there's no any threat up there. Nobody's good in the air, nobody's big, strong and aggressive. Surprised Paddy came in for Fry today. Be the sound game. Also think Foz was unlucky to be a bench. No, I don't think, Craig, that he's done it for reasons they're no... Fry was great during the week. I thought Paddy would have started midweek, but he didn't. So I was surprised at that. But I was more surprised today because he made 3 changes, because he's not that style of manager. And I think that's why we've had all the success. And then when we put in a first half shift like that, I think this 3, our team looks out of sync. Because we've been playing so long together in the same team, they're becoming telepathic. And all of a sudden you make 3 changes. The lasers in, the lads, they know him at training, but they don't know him in a live game. That's a different ball game. Then you're getting Ramsey. Don't really know a great deal about him. I mean, we actually switched positions. Him and McNair switched over after about half an hour because it wasn't working. So, it was a gamble. Although we're winning, in the second half, we turned it round. Every player drops a clanger. Neil. Every player does drop. Lumley. I was on Lumley's case. All that season. It'll cost us. We'll not make it because of him or the forwards. And that came true. And I'm telling you now, I said when I first watched Stefan in a pre-season game, he's going to get chipped. He's been chipped a couple of times. I think one he saved, one hit the bar, and one went over the bar. I says when he's shot passing, he's going to get caught out. He's gave a couple of goals away doing that. When you're playing a good team, you're getting away with it. Because we get goal scorers like Akpom. If you're huffing and puffing and struggling, you ain't going to get to where you want to be. And my fear is, big games, key games, the real crunchers, the squeaky bum time, as Sir Alex said. He plays a bad ball, done. There's no return because there's no more games coming up. It's a one-off, a home and away game. That's my concern. And when it happens, you can want to say, Bernie, and that's my fear. It might not happen. I hope it doesn't. But no, it takes too many chances. Look at Grobbelaar, McManaman. Back in the day, having a go with a mistake happened, and they were class players. And we're good to see when things went wrong, they never held back. But to see, you don't see that. If I'm in the wall today and I'm a defender, and he scores a goal like that, I'd be shouting, well, what have you got me in the wall for? Well, put the wall up. He's went by under the side of the wall and you've slept in. That's healthy. What's wrong with saying that? We know where the mistake came from. But we have to tell them and let them know, stop doing it. Stop passing poor balls. Like Paddy giving them a hospital ball against Cardiff. The goal is Sheffield, you need to come out and punch it. Come on. If Akpom was missing chance after chance, I'd be knocking Akpom. But Akpom's been terrific. When he first came, he wasn't terrific. I'd be first to say, doesn't look the part, £3 million. Look at Hop. Where's he? He's hopped off. Yeah, he cost £3 million. How many times did Ravanelli ever go at players like Beck? Oh dear God, Keith, don't start me on that. Rav blamed Beck when it wasn't even Beck's fault. And I remember interviewing Rav for Borough TV. I went to Rome to interview Rav. And I says to him, what about, he says, when he was playing for Perugia, is that how you pronounce the name? When he was younger, well, he used to be a top Italian player who became international, can't remember his name. He used to give Rav stick every week. He says it helped his game. He says he did it for a reason, to try and wake him up and help him. I'm not saying, look, Gary Hampton, 5'0", maybe watching this, based in America. He used to shout at me, get back you, Scotty, get back you. And he gave me abuse and I shout, shut up, you healthy. And then my mates after the game, Hop scored for Hibernian today. Somebody says, why is Hop went to Hibernian? Why are Hibernian so popular getting players? I says, because they're second best team in Scotland. You know who's first, don't you? Peter Sloan says, Hibernian, terrible first half. We're sweating. Better second half. 3 changes. Don't understand that. Can't understand House and the 9 yellow cards, not the rest. Yeah, well, I mean, Johnny House now, he's a tough player, but he's a fair player, Johnny. It's Cruikshank, he gets a lot of, he always sort of collects a lot of silly yellow cards with remonstrating, having a go at refs or mistiming. I was behind the free kick, keeper, definitely. John, I had some guy in the lounge today. It turns out he was an Arsenal fan, he was winding me up. Why are you on Stefan? What, Stefan wasn't to blame. I said, you winding me up. You must have had too many drinks, son. He left the fight. He did. He went to organise the wall and he's doing this. And when he's doing that, the guy's hit it. What, is the guy going, is he going to say to the guy, just hold on a minute to get the wall sorted and then you can hit it when I'm ready. He slipped in, goal, bang, see you later. He expected him to cross. Well, you can't expect as a goalkeeper. He makes me nervous. He's got a ricket in every game. He has. He's too casual. He's too casual. He doesn't move the ball quickly enough when it comes to his feet. For me, he should get it and move it and keep the tempo. He slows it all down. And then everything's predictable. The opposition know where he's putting it. And then we get closed down. If I was a defender, I would not pass the ball back to him. Hammy was translating from English for you, Benny. I'm probably right. Yeah, it might be Stefan's contract if he plays well. Craig, people have mentioned that. I don't know if that's true or untrue, but I know that that is possible in today's society. That's one of the most silly clauses. You play if because you're on loan and you play every game no matter how you're playing. Load of bollocks for me. I was behind them free kick, yeah, so Colin says 3 goals in each of the last 4 games. 30 years since we last done that. Wow. All the records are getting broken left, right and centre. Today's team missed that talker as a captain like Roy Keane, Tony Adams, Tony Mowbray. They're all too soft and never can say anything nowadays. But Keith, I think that's society. I don't think that's football. I'm sure there is teams in this country that give it out. You have to give it out. You can't mamby-pamby and, oh, unlucky there, Fozzie Bear, unlucky there with the cross. You have to give him it. Come on, Foz, get the ball where I want it. What's that about? That's healthy. Communication's healthy. Debate is healthy. And football communication is one of the biggest things in the game. If a ball's coming to Hackney and Hackney's gets back to the play in the opposing goal, when somebody plays it in, what do they not say anything? They must say, hold it, turn, lay it off, spin, get it wide, whatever. Called communication. I thought the ref ran the game well. Do you know what, man? I thought that in the first half I was looking at it and I thought, this ref's letting it flow. Get in the Geordie's beating. Woohoo! I hope we don't win that cup. I'll need to move out of this Middlesbrough. I'll need to get back to Glasgow if they won the cup. Yeah, I thought the ref was good today. I don't really dwell on referees, but I thought he let it flow. And there was a few challenges. He just let it go, and I thought, good on you. Who was the worst keepers you played with at Borough? I'd probably say Dibble, Andy Dibble. goalkeepers I played with, played with me. I thought Dibble was alright. He was in and out of the team. So another lad came from Millwall, can't remember his name. Never played a lot of games. Stephen Pears, he played every game I played. Pears was top drawer. He had mistakes in him, but his kickouts were better now. Don't think players like in your day can keep things on the pitch. They stay there, and nowadays they take things off the pitch too much. Yeah. So bad kit. I mean, the worst kit I've seen at Middlesbrough was Lumley. He couldn't catch a cold. As soon as I watched him, I thought he ain't a good keeper. And is he still under contract with Middlesbrough? I know he's on loan. Anyway, he was one of them, and there was another guy, Guzan. Do you remember Big Dimmy? Fantastic, played a major part. Dimmy Constantopoulos, the great lad. Brilliant season, X amount of clean sheets, one of the key figures. And then we get into the top flight, and Dimmy doesn't get a look in with Carrick. He's been for Brad Guzan. Don't like him. He was no better than Big Dimmy. Well done, Bernard, for the organising Gary Pattinson night. Yeah, Gary Pattinson night is on the 24th of March. It's at Middlesbrough Town Hall. You can get tickets. There's only tickets in the balconies, and they're running out. Once we sell them, there'll be 840 in the night. It'll be emotional. It'll be fantastic. All the 86 lads will be there. Steve Gibson, the chairman's coming. We'll get some great prizes. Chris McGlade for Redcar, he's going to be the comedian night. He's very funny, very educated and ruthless. Just what I like. You Gary Phillipson for the BBC, he's going to be comping. Alistair Griffin sing a couple of Borough songs. We'll have a screen, we'll show you a clip for the 86 period when we got we went to Town Hall, when we got promotions on a couple of occasions. It'll be an emotional night. Tony Mowbray, of course, Bruce Rare. CF Stick says, I was just about to say this, lad. This had been Stefan's best game, then he did that. Why aren't we getting a proven keeper from Sheffield Wednesday or Plymouth or even Wrexham? Surely these players would be fairly cheap and be delighted to play for the Championship club. As I say, I don't believe for a minute that Stefan will be here next year. No matter what league we're in, he's still a Man City player, and I'm sure Carrick and Woodgate and the players, without them saying, they won't say it publicly, they'll be saying what I'm saying and what you're saying. You can't have a clanger in 3 games in the bounce. If you have one every 3 months, that's 3 in 3 games. And the real crunch games are coming, the real nervous games, where they really matter. Every point matters, every goal matters. And we can't afford clangers. And I just think there's a clanger every time I watch, I think, he's going to have a boob today. I'm saying what I'm saying. I'm not making it up. It's no fabrication on my part. I'm just saying what I see. I'm not intimidated or frightened to say my opinions. A lot of people are, because they want to protect their jobs and we can't say that and don't know, no, we'll just tell pokies. The people that tell lies, they want to be popular. The people that tell the truth are usually not popular. Well, I like to tell the truth. It's football we're talking. Cracking result is going to go to the wire. Tom Corrigal, he's the boxing lad I go to every Friday. Big Tom. Well, he's wee Tom. He's ginger. He's ginger now. I know he's watching, he'll be laughing. And he loves animals, so he's a good guy. He's a boxer, he's a good guy. Daniel Baz Joseph says, everyone's slagging Stefan off. What about the save he made against Sheffield United? Could have easily been 3-3. I never seen it being 3-3 against Sheffield, Daniel. I watched the whole game. And by the way, it's not slagging. It's called observing. It's called an opinion. We're all allowed it. When I played, I get stick, couldn't head the ball, offside all the time, couldn't tackle, half the size of a pea. And do you know what? I used to take it in board and say, do you know what, they're right. But I can beat a man, I can score a goal, and I can cross the ball. But I knew the quality. So get 10 minutes, getting stick is part of football. Do you think you're going to pick up 30 grand a week, you're not going to be a Middlesbrough keeper, and you're going to head back to Man City and you're going to throw them in or sleep and not get any stick? Of course he is. Hey, if I was on 30 grand, you can call me what you want. I don't get offended with words anyway. Part of the gig. So it's difficult. I mean, he plays it wide. McGree doesn't win a lot in the air. And whoever's on the right, whether it's Foz, whoever, they don't win a lot in the air. So he plays it short. Carrick, a week or two ago, says he encourages it. But what he's discouraged is playing central. He doesn't play it in the middle now. He was playing it there. outside 18-yard box, 20 yards out the box. I don't see any benefits whatsoever. But he did that, and then he must have thought, without saying it publicly, Carrick probably says, hey, we play it side on now. So he's playing it side on, but today's goal was a howler. Midweek, the punch. And even the second one he'd leapt for it because he knew he should have come off his line. And even the second one he'd leapt for it because he knew he should have come off his line. Then when the throw-in comes in again, he comes out to punch it and he punches it down. You need height, you need distance. He comes out to punch it and he punches it down. You need height, you need distance. Kevin Poole, Andy Collar, Andy Dibble and Ian Ireside were the keepers that came to mind with your time at the Borough. Well, Percy was top man. Kevin Poole came for Aston Villa. Kevin had some great games, and obviously there were some clangers in there. Andy Cott, I think, played one first game in the Premier League. Andy Dibble came in loan. I remember Andy Dibble diving in one game, and his leg get burnt, and everybody was. I think it made the papers. I don't think it's for Middlesbrough. He dived on the line that does the white lines, and it burnt him. Whatever was in it burnt a hole in his leg. Had to get treatment. That he was in a bad way for a while. Bernie, no, so. Right, look, I'm all for you to if you want to defend Stefan, great, I'm all for that. That's what debate's about. I see differently for you. I faced some of the best keepers, Peter Schmeichel, best keeper in the world at the time, faced him several times.